Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. That's a 14 by 14 inch canvas with a puddle of Sherwin-Williams paint spread around the outside edge. Not as close as I was doing it before because I want to be closer to the center when I'm done. And I want to force in the quantity that's on the inside to be on the to stay on the inside so I can meet the puddle. I'm always upgrading my experience as best I can by thinking about how things work. So I can help you too, hopefully. So I've got some leftover paints from my last painting. And they're mostly pillow paints. They've got some, Primary Elements and Prizm pours. I am a Colour Arte affiliate, and you'll find a 20% off Colour Arte coupon code underneath the video. Underneath the description, I believe, or in the description under Show more appropriately. So I'm going to spread some of this to the center. I'm going to use some of my favorite colors, and I know that I could do this with just 3 colors, but I've got new vivid intense colors and they just sort of call out to me. So I've got to include at least one of those. So I'm going to use the colors left over from the last time. You know what? I'm going to put my puddle down first. And add these to it. There was a lot of mixing of colors. I can't even begin to tell you how many colors I used. Probably I could if I look at the video before this one. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm often lucky with leftovers. But that's going to look pretty dark. It still just qualifies as paint until I put something on top of it. I'm going to just throw that in the bucket rather than take any extra time. Grab one out of my dish drainer and start. I'm going to use some Mayan gold. And I've got Mayan gold is a Prizm pour. The Quinacridone nickel azo gold is from Golden. And I forgot all about one of my favorite colors that I've been using recently, and I'm going to pull it into the equation. Let me get these out of here as I go. I'm going to use some of my Jasmine, which is a primary element, although it's not very open. I'm squeezing really hard, hoping that I don't ever lose the top. I love the Jasmine when it mixes with the Mayan gold and the Quinacridone nickel azo gold. If you buy the golden product, it's very expensive. You might want to check out. This is you might want to check out the Quinacridone nickel azo gold in the new Vivid Intense. This is Wild Orchid. I'm going to try and remember to put my colors back as I go. This is my Royal Sapphire. I just found the Vivid Intense light green. I want a little shimmer, so I'm going to go for the Fandango, which is a Prizm pour. So was the Royal Sapphire, if I didn't say so. And I have some of the new Vivid Intense. I have a Phthalo green. I have something called Rhapsody Rose, which is one of my all-time favorite magenta red pinks. And nice and dark too. Let's just use a lot of that. Then I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of Plum Blossom, which is another another primary element. I can tell that I'm already putting on too much paint again. And I've got one more color, which is a Vivid Intense Ultramarine Blue. And I want something darker than that, so I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go with a little bit of the Blue Velvet and see how I like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some Midnight Shadow, because I like the drama. Alright, I'm not sure I have enough purple in there by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm going to go back on my word. Put some more Wild Orchid in there. And then I'm just going to use, oh, I've got P.E.Rhapsody Blue Violet to use with my spatula. I have a choice. I could use the spatula I'm used to using, or I could use this piece of a baby kale top that I cut in half and then made a handle on the other side. And I'm going to try that. Whether it's a good idea or not, we'll find out. Let's make sure my P.E.Rhapsody Blue Violet is open first, so I don't have lost time. Looks like my turntable is not level. I like making the weirdest, most abstract shaped. The odder the shapes, the happier I am when I'm done. Now I rounded the corners on this so nothing would dig in, and I don't know how it's going to work because I have never used it before. Whoops. I'm going to tip it toward the middle though. I don't think it worked too badly. I am cleaning it off on the painting. Did I mention this was going to be a scoop and drag? If I didn't, I am now. Let's get rid of all the rest of that paint and throw that right in the bucket. So those are some awesome cells, and we're going to grab a couple of palette knives, one of which evidently I did not clean, but it has enough paint on it so it's still moist, so that's good. Using my sweatpants studio rag. I've got a couple of palette knives I like. This one is awesome right now. Let's see if we can keep some of that. I wonder how deep it is. That's my scoop. When I scoop, I scoop under and I lift so I break the seal. I was just thinking I might not mind doing a scoop and drag with no cells and just using the stripes that I often get. And look, I got all kinds of stripes. And I really could go back in and probably swipe with a small tool. But I like the idea of doing that experiment. And when you're pulling out, slow down so you actually get a chance to stretch cells out rather than break them. Gotta break that seal though. And keep making curves, because if you make straight lines, you're going to get straight lines when you carve out when you spin out your painting. You can also steal some paint, which I want to do once or twice or forever. I'm not sure how easy it is to get away with that. And once you steal it, you're going to have to go back in and cover your spot. But I have a feeling it's not going to be a bad thing. I do have a trail. And you're going to lose most of everything you have around around the outside edge. So if you've got beautiful cells there and you can steal them, I see no reason why you shouldn't try. There's that Nicolaizo gold that I love so much. I'm not the only one either. I see a lot of people using it. It's expensive. It's worth the investment. I've had it for a while now. I didn't start using it for a while, but I'm awful glad I finally did. I think I've got my head out of the way this time. I hope so. So I have been taking a skewer and adding some spirals. That's what I did to my last piece. And I continued after the recording was over, even after I'd spun it out, and it made me happy. So I'm going to do that a few times, I think. I got to keep going until I can't stop. That didn't come out right. I got to keep going until I feel like it's time to stop. How about that? And then I have to stop myself and look at what I have before I decide to spin out. Because it took me a little while to get it right. And it's not right every time 100%, but you can do things to fix your design if you don't think it's as marvelous as you would like it to be. Oh, I love the greens together. It's too bad they're so close to the outside edge. Let's fix that. Like I said, you can always come back in and fill in your spaces. Be brazen. Just make sure you don't leave any serious gaps on the interior. Break the seal. I could do this a long time. This is really one of the fun parts of this. I think this is going to be tremendous. I'm hoping so. It's almost time. Almost time to grab the skewer. Put a few spirals in while I still have time. Like, I see that trailing off. And this trailing off. That's just ripe for a spiral. Any anomalous marks that go nowhere and will become funky areas, like that white area will spread out. And if you have white paint on your skewer, look for a place that's dark, and vice versa. When you have dark paint on your skewer and you have a white space, that looks like a leaf shape. I'm still going to spiral it out. I think I'm almost ready. Are you ready? I'm never quite ready. I found one. I know what happens, you know? When I leave a right angle in there, even if it's tiny, by the time I spread it out, it's not tiny anymore and it looks weird. And then I have to fix it. But I think it's time to spin, and I'm hoping that this is going to be half as cool as I imagine it might be. So cross your fingers and hold your breath. And let's go to town. How much time do we have left? I've got 1 minute 37 seconds before my timer goes off. I like to spin. Yes, it's going to be gorgeous. Spin in both directions. I'm so glad I put those blues in there, and that, what was that? That was the indigo violet. I need to get some more of that. I need to put that on my shopping list. Oh, wow. I especially like the monarch butterfly wing stained glass effect down there. But this is the time, before I even spin it out again, to look for those big spaces that I talk about. Like this right angle right here can change. I can put a little texture in there and make it a lot more organic. And that right there, I hope you see what I mean. Anything that just calls the eye and stops the composition from being what you'd like it to be needs to be sort of allowed to be modified like that. I don't know what I've got extra paint that I'm going to put in this spot. I think I have to spin out one more time whether I like it or not. I hope that was at the right direction, but if it's not, we'll go the other way as well. So this is still not covered. So what I'm going to do is grab one of my little acetate tools. And you can ask me if I don't remember to include it under the video. You can always ask me. They're really great for a whole lot of things. And putting extra paint back into a gap is definitely one of them. Pardon my timer for a moment. I'll be right there, timer. So if you like my work and you appreciate it, please give me a thumbs up. When you watch my videos longer, you help my standing on YouTube. When you leave me a comment, you boost my morale. Oh, I thought that was a gap and it wasn't. I think I'm doing pretty well, and I'm loving this. Every time I do this and modify the colors or modify the shapes some more, there's a space. I found the place I'm looking for to fill in. So you just lean your paint up against. Come on, it does create a suction to the canvas sometimes. The little tool. Excuse me. To my silicone mat. Oh, I've got an entire space this long. But you know what? I don't believe it's going to be a problem. I will be popping bubbles. I will probably torch. That's kind of cool, like that sort of moon shape. I'm going to give you guys a view of this in Shimmerland before it gets any. I can always fill in those gaps on the edges later. I like having the white here. This moves the eye back and forth from there to there to there to there to there to there. That's really pretty. I don't mind having most of the color on one side or in a portion. The gold is gorgeous with the nickel azo gold too. Mayan gold is beautiful. Such nice sparkle. I am trying to teach myself how to use the Vivid Intense, and there's a coupon code for 20% off Colour Arte products underneath Show More, along with my link tree where you can find my playlists. Excuse me, my playlists are on my YouTube channel. I don't know why I said that. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, Facebook group, Expressionist Fluid Art Studio, and more appreciation group, or some variation in that theme. Anyway, I sell my artwork, and I do give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, and I want to do more of this butterfly wing stuff because that's just compelling to me. I love you guys. I hope you come again. I have 29 lists of 100 videos, and the rest are organized by topic and genre. If you'd like one, just say you like a certain style, and I'll probably include the playlist in my response to your comment. You have all my permission to ask questions. Please feel free. My Amazon link has my 2 books on it, Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities. If you shop there, it helps me out, and I really appreciate that when you do that. Not a lot of people have been there recently, and so that's not helping me buy art supplies. But people who donate through Patreon and PayPal, PayPal icon is on the bottom right-hand corner of my YouTube channel banner. I lost my place. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the membership. Please join my channel. It's $9.99 a month, and you have access to a private members-only library of over 80 videos, probably 90. I will see you guys anon, and I love you all. You inspire the heck out of me. Bye for now. Priscilla out. Whatever I forgot, you'll see in another video.